Now, let's talk about the e-currency. The big fact and the universal truth about real estate is that the real estate industry remains a giant sector and contributes solidly to the well-being of any country's economy, most especially at a time like this in Nigeria. It helps with a very good number and a passive influx of hard currencies into the hands of both developers, investors, and most especially the country at large. Quite a good number of real estate actors and investors are always on the move to and from abroad or are based overseas. And whenever they want to invest, most times they do from abroad. So, an industry or an economic sector where huge volumes of cash exchange hands regularly and indefinitely can never be toyed with. And the fact also remains that whatever monetary policies are being made to the country's system, like the introduction of the digital currency and in this case the eNaira, the effect echoes and is being felt by every investor and contributor to the real estate sector like every other sector as well. So, in this episode, I will be talking a little about the recently introduced e-currency in Nigeria. I mean, what the eNaira really is, its effects on the economy of the country, especially from the real estate perspective, and I will try as much as I can to clear some hair about the misconceptions on the eNaira as well. Welcome to the Bishop Realty from Queen's Impressions. I am Aloluwasegun Adeyemi. You can call me the Bishop, and I am here to make you filthy rich. Now, the first fact about the eNaira is the eNaira is not a cryptocurrency. Unlike the Bitcoin, BTC, one of the most respected form of digital currency or e-currency in the cryptocurrency categories, which offers anonymity, has come to stay and is completely decentralized. The eNaira does not support anonymity. It is completely centralized and is being controlled by the central bank of a particular country. Remember, all forms of cryptocurrency, either fake or genuine, remains banned in some countries today, especially in Nigeria. We also have the stable coins, and the one that is gaining some very serious tractions right now amongst nations, under which the eNaira falls, the central bank digital currency, the CBDC. Now, to number two, the eNaira is not cash. I mean, it has nothing to do with the physical Naira note. The digital money, or either you call it the digital currency or it's better named the electronic currency, also known as the e-currency, they all mean the same thing, and they refer to any means of payment that exists purely, I mean only in the electronic form. Now, take note, and like I said earlier, e-currency is not physically tangible like a Naira note or a coin. Do we still have coins in circulation these days? Well, I'm certain in this part of the world where I am, and for as many people like me, it's been over 7 to 10 years that I've seen or laid my eyes on or even touched a coin. Talk less of spending it on even what. So, the e-currency is only accounted for and can only be transferred using online systems absolutely. I mean, it is not like the system where the online transaction made and the balance in the system must complement the cash spent or remains at hand, blah, 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 blah. No. It is not like that at all. Thirdly, the eNaira would be the official digital currency for Nigeria. It will be generated, actually, currencies are minted. It would also be issued, monitored, and absolutely controlled by the federal government through the Central Bank of Nigeria, also like in the case of the cash note funds. And that is what I mean by it is centralized. It will be purchased by the general public through financial institutions, the FIs, and made available inside not a bank account but an e-wallet to be maintained by customers and businesses. eNaira would take the actual and exact value of the physical and tangible Naira notes. That is, it would also be the fiat currency. In other words, the 500 naira worth of cash value at hand is the same as the 500 naira worth in eNaira value. That is, 1 eNaira equals 1 Naira coin, or 1000 eNaira is the same as the 1000 Naira bill. So, in summary, the eNaira does not take the physical and the tangible form, the paper form, the bills, which means eNaira is not cash. On the other hand, your present online banking balance through your bank app are purely and can take on the physical form in cash, as you can withdraw any of this amount from the ATM or go into the bank and just present a withdrawal form and you get them in the cash form. Ultimately, don't forget that the eNaira is a currency and can be used as payment for goods, services, and transactions from one e-wallet to another through available and enabled eNaira payment gateways, mobile applications, and through credit or debit cards online. And lastly, the eNaira can be purchased from anywhere and sent across to anyone from home or abroad easily. Now, I know some people are really getting it twisted and confused about the differences between, still in the introduction phase, I mean the newly introduced form of the central bank digital currency and the eNaira, and the partial form of digital currency that exists today. I mean the cashless policy, with transactions also being made via mobile applications, USSD, the internet banking, which is also 100% representation of all the physical cash being held in the banks today and showing as balance on online banking accounts. I use the phrase still in the introduction phase because the eNaira and the processes that accompanies it are still very much in the building process. I mean, they are still very much facing some very serious challenges, and I will get into those later. The big question that keeps popping up is, if the cashless policy is doing so fine, then why the introduction of the eNaira again? Well, I will try and give a very simple way of answering this question and to say at least a few reasons for its introduction. Quite frankly, most of the answers to that question as of now are geared and targeted towards: 1, easy remittance of hard currency into the country, as stated by the CBN officials. 2, they are trying to seriously improve on the cross-border monetary policy processes and issues, such as the need to eliminate the roles of third-party companies in international transactions and the FT charges on those transactions. I know some people, just very little people, know about international transaction and transfer charges, but the most common and sometimes flat bank charges within the country range from 10 naira to about 15 naira thereabout, and on online transfer processes using the cashless policy. But when it comes to the international scene, it goes from flat rates into percentages, and that can be very expensive when it comes to the volume of amount being transacted, most especially through SWIFT and or through wire transfer. And in addition, the time it takes for those transactions to hit your bank accounts can be very frustrating, sometimes taking from 2 to 15 business days, which means weekends and holidays are not included. Besides, eCurrency would also eliminate the need for much of all these physical paper processing situations and bookkeeping problems, therefore simplifying account and record keeping processes for transactions through technology. It would also minimize the use of physical storage facilities like bank vaults, which might now be left to store boxes with sensitive documents, precious stones and metals like gold in some cases, and the problem usually associated with cash transportation in bullion vans with escorts and all those messes that accompanies it, which ultimately is armed robbery. You know, less robbery, less killings. And finally, you do not need to worry about your money being stolen. Well, not in the physical form or in the cash form, which would also lead me to the disadvantages of e-currencies. But before I go into that, and in summary, the e-currency policies promise to completely eliminate and seriously improve on a lot of issues for good, and as well boost the economic situation of the country. I mean, ultimately, the eNaira would make all international money transactions and transfer far less expensive and much faster and easier, like they claim. And it would also help remit more hard currencies, which sincerely is very good for the economy. At least that's the way it should be, if nothing. I know. I mean, if nothing else sneaks in. And now, one major disadvantage of digital currency is the fact that it is very prone to hacking, and no one can deny that fact. Even though it removes the need for physical storage, transportation, and safekeeping, digital currency is completely built and its foundation is solely based on technology. Now, this form of money becomes targets for malicious hacker, and for that point alone, one, a lot of attention, effort, and maintenance is needed to be geared towards regular updates and upgrades by everyone, both government and individuals. I'm certain those in the private sectors, they never joke with everything that has to do with security. Two, the public needs to be seriously educated about the situation and risks surrounding this project, as well as strongly cautioning them against some of their very reckless and careless practices, especially clicking on all forms of web links sent to them, luring and promising them fake AWs and freebies in exchange secretly for their online login details, banking details through fake websites, remote access tools, viruses, trojans, key login tools, spoofings, and many others like that. And another disadvantage is, although these are not, so to say, disadvantages like that, and if your businesses or transactions are very clean, or let me say legitimate, you would not have problems with the government, as they can now track individual transaction activities and locations to the letter, even any particular e-currency right from its origin. So if you cross the line, you can easily be traced and located, or your e-wallet account can easily be flagged and frozen. And like I said earlier, the Nigerian government, like some other countries, on the 5th of February 2021 banned the use of cryptocurrency of whatever form within our walls, and later came out to introduce our own eCurrency on the 27th of August 2021, with its supposed launch date to be the 1st of October, the Nigerian Independence Day, which later was eventually launched on the 25th of October with two versions on different apps: the eNaira Speed Wallet version for individuals and the eNaira Merchant Wallet version for businesses. Over 100,000 downloads for the eNaira Speed Wallet was recorded on the Google Play Store after it was launched. Bang! That was impressive, man. Nigerians are wild when it comes to e-currencies. But was later removed by Google 3 days after for very poor ratings and bad reviews by some over 4,000 early Nigerian adopters. Wow, that's serious. And now the second app is on the verge of being removed as well. 2.0 stars of 5 rating. Man, even apps for private businesses are not that worse. And that is very, very bad for the e-currency project in Nigeria at the moment. Well, as for me and on the Nigerian e-currency's first impression, I will give a rating of 2/10, because at least we are the very first in Africa to make an attempt. And I believe there is no harm in trying with so much room for improvement. Although on a very strong note, it is really seriously about being the best and not the first. So kudos to the Nigerian government on that achievement. and I hope the eNaira refreshes strongly and flourishes. Now to some good news. Well, it keeps getting better, and as of the time of this recording, the eNaira Speed Wallet version is back with a 2.9 stars of 5 rating, and the merchant e-wallet version also improves to a 2.6 stars of 5 rating as well. Well done. So while the eNaira is gaining some momentum and there are still a lot of misconceptions about what the eNaira is and the need for this project, I strongly urge the respective officials, both in the political and in the economic sector, that are involved in the dissemination of proper and well outlined information to come out now boldly and to do their jobs better, since Twitter, which used to be the official means of disseminating information, is banned, and that would really do us some good. Kindly note, I am not a professional financial advisor or expert, and the content of this video is intended to give a general view and guide to the subject matter, the eCurrency. Please, specialist advice should be sought for your specific situation. Thank you. And that wraps it up for this particular special edition and episode on our own digital currency, the eNaira. I hope you found some serious value for your time from this video. Please do let me know what your own opinion is about the introduction of the eNaira in the comment section below. And in case you don't know, I am your real estate consultant from Nigeria, and if you would like to build your new home or house with every touch of perfection and luxury, or probably you would like to buy a new house plan and design, some new architectural drawings for your new house project, please see through my video series on Nigerian house plan and designs. Links in the description section below. Or you can as well just give me a call using the phone line on your screen right now. I will definitely get you satisfied. Lastly, anytime you're ready to buy any type of property or a new home at all, from lands, bungalows, right through to duplexes and villas, or say you would like to expand your real estate investment opportunities, I am a phone call away. Or you can see through the description section below for detailed contact information. And so, in case you are yet to, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel using the subscribe button down below. Enable notification by clicking on the bell icon next to the subscribe button so you'll be the first to know whenever and every time I upload a new video. All the listed social media handles at the Bishop Realty. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.